Well, it is up, Rams fans. I'm Jackson Bass here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It is wrestling in the Herb Sims Center as your Bluefield University Rams take on the St. Andrews Knights, and I'm joined by current Grayson County Athletic Director and former BU wrestling alum, Will Anders. Will, it's a great time to have you on the show.
Jackson, thank you so much for having me on. I got pulled in last second, and I've never done something like this before, but I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be awesome.
See, it's already awesome. You've already got the voice. You're not even trying. I have to work a little hard for that.
I don't know about that. You sound pretty good.
All right, well, now you can see our team captains, Roberto Rivero and Zach Silver, the senior Zach Silver. They had a beautiful ceremony for him, and God bless that man and everything he's done for this program. I think he's out of one of three people who has, been here and used all 4 years of eligibility.
Yes, I believe that is true. Whenever I was around, I only used 2 years of eligibility. I believe we had Luke Young in the past, and there's one more.
I think Jacob Booth was the only one. Jacob was the only other one.
Cool.
Well, first up, getting a forfeit at 125 pounds is Novak for the Knights. The Rams giving up 4 weights this afternoon at 25, 41, 49, and 57. But from 65 to heavyweight, it's going to be a lot of action. But before that even starts, the first matchup, Drew Wilkinson, as he takes on, we got to wait for that name. Wait for it to pop up. Holding off, but
if I'm not mistaken, that is Israel Schultz.
That would be
St.
right.
Andrews.
The Wilkinson, the sole freshman on the Rams lineup today, hails from Virginia Beach, went to Kempsville High School, has had quite a freshman campaign. Someone who's been here throughout the season, worked a lot to get back into the lineup. I know he had to deal with some ineligibility rooms, but as Coach says, Invinium Vium.
Absolutely. Fun fact here, I have wrestled Israel Schultz twice in my collegiate career. I was 1-1 against him at 125.
Oh, and what's the style mostly?
The first matchup was a full match, 3 periods long. We went back and forth with some takedowns, but I actually got some back points to finish out the second period to clinch the win. The second time we faced off, I shot the same head on the outside shot, and he hit a chin whip or a choke over and got the fall.
Oh. And I've seen some really good guys get stuck in some big moves like that. And that's one of the biggest things about wrestling is it doesn't matter what the score is on there as long as you get that finish. As he tries to spin around, no points awarded yet. Going for the head in the hole. And Schultz will get to the hip. That'll be the first 2 points on the board for the Knights.
An immediate cut from Schultz going back neutral.
One of the biggest transitions for freshmen is having to deal with that outer bounds marker. It's a much bigger circle on top of that. If you go out of bounds, you're either getting called action or stalling.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with the college rule, you can have an inch inside of the mat and still be considered in. So these wrestlers are going to keep going until they're fully off the mat.
You guys can see in that corner Victory Ram in the singlet. I think that's the first time in Bluefield history that we've seen Victory in a singlet, and I think that it's absolutely amazing. Schultz in that front headlock, Wilkinson fighting.
See, this front headlock position is really going to start to wear on Wilkinson. He needs to find a way to clear that tie and at least get back to his feet here.
Schultz is going to spin around for his second takedown. Score now 4-1. And, it's really interesting. Schultz has this almost backhand over the neck, not a conventional front headlock, and I think that's what makes it real dangerous and a much more difficult front headlock to get out of.
Yes, I've seen that in a couple. It's almost like a 3/4 stack just with the one arm. He's not cranking it over.
Schultz looking for back points. Got to break that 90-degree plane. Referee's not going to give him a second swipe, and he does. He gets his 4. He's going to hold him there. Schultz looking for a little bit more than just backs.
30 seconds now on the clock.
Wilkinson fighting really tough.
Oh, he's looking to thread that half in here, jump out.
And Schultz
chest to chest.
Looking for the fall. Wilkinson fighting. Short time on the clock.
Down to 10.
Keep fighting. And the fall. for Schultz from St. Andrews. And the Knights now go up 12-0
Yes,
in
oh.
the team score. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in here live on the Rams Digital Sports Network. And while you guys are here, we're going to thank a couple of our sponsors. Since 1984, Swope Construction has led the way in innovative commercial construction solutions for West Virginia and Virginia. Swope Construction, proud sponsor of Bluefield University Athletics. Since 1989, Black Tie Charters has gone the extra mile to provide its clients with exceptional service. The Rams ride with Black Tie Charters. Giving Networks offers broadband internet speeds, fast outdated phone company, DSL, and comparable to cable with no data caps. Giving Networks going further with the Rams.
I tell you one thing, I have no idea how you did that without a written sheet.
Well, when they give you the written sheet the first time, it only takes me about 4 or 5 times of reading it over. See, I've got another one. You want me to keep going? I got a whole nother ad.
That was so cool.
I know. It's one of those cool party tricks that all the ladies love.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'd like to try that.
Oh, yeah. No, but, Dutch's Dairy offers whole 2% chocolate milk and drinkable yogurt at their plant in the heart of rural Retreat, Virginia. Dutch's Dairy, the Rams' choice for milk. And actually, that's the milk that the football team has for lifts. Don't tell Coach Cackless, but I definitely steal some of the milk. It says on the fridge for football only, but you got to get some milk after you get a good lift in.
You can't pass up on it,
honestly.
You? It's good stuff. It's good stuff, I promise.
And finally, the senior, Zach Silver, as he takes on Dakota Johnson at 165 pounds. It's going to be a very tough matchup for the Rams. We've seen Johnson in the Knights lineup for multiple years in a row. He has taken on some good Bluefield foes, but the Rams, Silver, looking to get the fall this afternoon.
Let's look for Zach to create some action early on, get some points on the board.
And honestly, I think Silver is probably a fan favorite to watch. You don't know what he's going to do. I've seen some insane stuff from him.
Yes. His first year at Bluefield was my last there, and he won the Here Comes the Boom Award.
You know what? Honestly, he doesn't even stop talking about it. It's on his mantle in his room.
I bet you he looks at it every night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of pride in this program. His goals are definitely be win leader, takedown leader, and he pushes himself every year to do so.
Absolutely.
Tying up early. One thing that Coach Welty preaches over and over again is you cannot be sticky when you're up in the ties because, he's looking for something as soon as you're looking for something, and college wrestling does not take a beat.
No, it does not. Whenever you're using those ties up, you got to use them with a purpose here. Hanging on is going to get you taken down in the long run.
Exactly. Another thing that Coach Welty always preaches is I don't put my hands on somebody unless I intend to hurt them.
Absolutely.
And that sounds like a lot worse than it actually is, but,
It's all with the technique. It goes all with the technique.
Oh, yeah. Silver trying to baseball grip the arm. Not seeing a lot of action, kind of a sweep foot attempt.
There Silver goes with the over-tie shrug he is so oftenly known against.
Silver fighting tough. Oh, he's got to watch that leg. Nothing happening yet.
Looking for sort of a mousetrap situation.
They were trying to see if they can get something like a potentially dangerous call because that's bad for Johnson's knee.
He's still fighting the ankle. It's a good stalemate call for Silver to get out of that dangerous position.
Yeah, that's another thing. You flip that one way, he's getting those danger swipes, and another big thing for college wrestling that has really taken over.
Yeah, a lot of guys like the funk in there for so many years, and they could hang out on their back and push stalemates, but now that's not an option.
1:15 left in the first period. Scoreless so far, but the Knights taking a commanding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 30-0 lead, but this is where the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch of the Rams comes in. We got a lot of action-packed in store for you during the remainder of this match. Right now, Zach Silver taking on Dakota Johnson.
45 ticks left in the first period. Silver still looking to generate some offense.
You can tell that Silver's not necessarily a conventional 165-pounder. I mean, Dakota Johnson's probably got, what would you figure, 4 inches on him?
Absolutely. He's got a little bit of a reach. And the build of Silver is more, it's short and stout, but he's not afraid to let loose and throw if he gets in these tie situations.
Already into it, trying to pass it by. No points awarded yet. He's fighting. He's got the single. Gonna come up with it. Gotta watch. No points awarded.
Nothing there. Good scramble, good action. Johnson shoots in on the edge.
Gotta keep fighting. And 2 points given up at the very end of the first period. And Dakota Johnson goes into the second period up 2-0. Man, you just can't give up those takedowns right at the end of the period.
That is where you can start to gain leads in college, is at the end of the period right there, because Silver did not have an opportunity to get an escape right there at the end.
You're going to see the first. I'm not sure whose choice it was. I'm going to assume it was Johnson's, and he elected to start in the bottom position. Trying to stay behind the arms.
Silver looking for a mat return, going behind the leg, but he's going to need to let go right there, as the referees will be quick to hit a stall call right there on the top man.
And honestly, I'm actually much more in favor of what they're doing now, the rule change where, you have to, as long as it looks like you're trying to return him, because there are a lot of guys who it's really tough to try to return, and they'll just sit there for 5 seconds and they'll get that stall call, and it really kind of seemed not really rewarded that much.
Yes.
We're going to have to see some big offense from the senior Silver. He's got quite a number of people in the crowd for him this afternoon. Everybody's kind of on his back. But I know that I'm going to see some kind of funky move at some point in this match, and I'm excited.
Absolutely. He's going to let it fly here eventually.
Trying to crack that down in this over-under position.
He's got good head position on that underhook, so Johnson's not able to really generate a lot of offense from the hook. There he goes. He throws out of it.
I'll tell you, that's definitely one of my biggest issues, and I know Will just solid is almost want to coach him while you're up in this booth.
You do. You find yourself wanting to tell him what to do. I don't want to yell at him, obviously. I tell you, I've had we got a stall warning on Silver.
Silver has to get his hips away. Know where he's at.
Find ourselves back in that over-under position. Silver clears the overhook.
A lot of hand fighting. 10 seconds left.
Johnson looking for a score late in this period once again. And as time expires, Johnson's going to get a point for the illegal hold.
Yeah, one of the biggest problems is that scissoring the head.
Yes, he did not have a leg.
So Silver not in a great position right now.
He does have choice going into the third.
He's going to have to explode up.
While we have a slight break, I do want to mention I've actually had an opportunity to officiate high school wrestling this year in my off time. Yes.
Really?
I was actually calling a try last night. It's been an interesting perspective change in the wrestling world. Whenever you're the one calling the match, it's different. You get a lot of people yelling at officials for doing things, but whenever you're behind the whistle, it makes a difference.
Oh yeah. I've done it once or twice, and I'll never do it again. It's some of the most anxiety-filled times I've ever had.
Yes.
But the third period,
Johnson working on a bar on the left side.
Silver looking to come up. Johnson putting all the pressure on. Silver trying to look for something, trying to put that hand down.
Johnson in a crossbody ride. He's going to have to look to get that leg out.
He's moving. He's in on a single of himself and escape for Silver.
Very good motion there from the bottom guy to get his one. And if you'll notice, there's only 58 seconds of riding time, so Johnson has not clinched the one additional point just yet. Great timing from Silver.
Definitely waiting for the buzzer. 44 seconds, and Silver's going to have to go for something big here. We're going to have to see either two takedowns or
some near fall thrown in there somewhere.
He's got to go big or go home. Not yet.
Johnson
circling, trying to circle in.
And again, we're in that position we talked about earlier. Oh. It looks as if Johnson's feet left the mat as Silver throws. No takedown.
Yeah. Thought I heard like the SOS on somebody's iPhone.
Oh. No. I do have a text message, but no SOS.
I think that was Coach Jackson down there. But 25 seconds left, and we saw that almost great headlock attempt, and I was almost sure that his feet were still in bounds.
Johnson was pushing in right there on that back foot and paid the price, but no points awarded. This is cool, Jax. I just want to thank you again. This is awesome. I've never done something like this.
Now, honestly, like I saw that you were down there, and I was like, I don't think I'll ever get the opportunity to call another match with the legendary Will Anders.
Oh, I wouldn't say legendary, man.
If you were on this campus between the years of 2018 and 2020, you know who Will Anders is.
I was just another regular Joe Blow, little wrestler.
Oh gosh, honestly, like I used to call myself the mayor, and that was until I met Will Anders. This guy walks in, and he, those people who walk into somewhere and you just like they radiate the room. That's Will Anders.
I've never been called a mayor before, but I'll take it. I will take that.
You've never heard that? You've never heard the mayor?
No.
We had a guy at my church one time, and he'd go around and shake everybody's hand, call him the mayor.
There you go, called the mayor. 10 seconds left. Silver looking for something big.
He's got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. He might as well go for something.
Oh, Silver slips out of the throw.
And nothing. And the 4-1 victory goes to Johnson of St. Andrews. Now up 33-30. And now at 174 pounds. Oh, gosh, I should have gotten the weigh-in sheet on which Banks was wrestling, which we have twins.
Dude. I was going to say, while I was in school my second year, the Banks joined us from the football team, and I swear they wrestled the same weight sometimes, and they would swap places because you saw them all the time at different weights.
Mm-hmm. Now, it was funny yesterday, we were talking about, they could probably tag team in and nobody would notice.
It'd be like a WWE match.
The Banks twins, and they've already got the show name.
The name is already ready, yes.
Tyler Godfrey in the black for St. Andrews, and I know the Banks are two very explosive wrestlers. I don't know if you remember the match between one of the Banks and Cole Tennedy.
Yes.
Multiple-time All-American for Reinhardt, but it was a very close. I think it was maybe 11-6, but that's big for somebody who, wasn't necessarily higher up on that leaderboard.
Absolutely. Banks threw caution to the wind and was not afraid to score points, and that's what he's going to have to do today against Godfrey.
Oh my gosh, the student section's getting outrageous.
Looks like we had a headgear malfunction from one of the Banks. And the stall warning does come. I believe that is because Banks left the outer circle of the mat.
Yeah, that's a new rule this year, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The way it was described to me was the wrestler has to enter the mat ready to wrestle. And if he leaves for any reason, it is considered stalling.
Well, Godfrey in on a single. Banks fighting tough. Over to this crossface, getting that forearm to the face.
We're on the edge of the mat here.
Nothing given out yet. Still fighting.
Out of bounds.
You can see the build of Godfrey. He's a long and lanky wrestler.
He is. Banks is still trying to get to his offense, though. I think he needs to find a way to attack from that knee down. Get some angles here. Looking some Russians. There was a low-level attack.
Banks, and on that single, trying to bring it up.
If he can find that foot to the outside hip, and he got two.
A 2 takedown, and the crowd goes crazy. Up 2-0.
It was a good job by Banks by keeping his feet moving. If we get in on those shots underneath and our feet quit moving, we're going to get stuck and push a stalemate situation. I say we, as in Bluefield. I guess, I'm still Bluefield.
Of course. Oh, hey, once the Ram, always the Ram, as they say on senior day.
It's a Ramley, I've heard.
Welcome to the Ramley. Banks, the underhook on the right side. Trying to pull it down. Can't take those kind of shots. Trying to get into a headlock. Defending.
Possibly looking at a stalemate situation here, and they break contact.
Hanging on those ties, and on another single.
He's getting Godfrey to push in and get a lot of his pressure forward and shooting underneath it.
Short time left in the first period. Trying to split it up, but blocking. And I guess the name of the game right now for Banks is to hold on.
Hold on for that stalemate. I see what you're saying about coaching here. You want to yell and coach.
Oh, yeah.
It's got 5 seconds.
And I think that's going to do it for the period. 2-1 the score, Banks. And a great fight. Honestly, you know what it's crazy to me is that extra minute in the first period makes such a huge difference.
Yes, it does. That is a huge transition from high school to college that a lot of people aren't prepared for. It doesn't seem like a long time, but oh man, is it.
Banks going down in the second period. 2-1 the score. Godfrey trails. St. Andrews out of Laurinburg, North Carolina, a member of the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
Now, Jackson, correct me if I'm wrong, but the AAC has expanded in teams, correct?
We did actually this past year. We added the Life University Running Eagles, currently ranked number 2 in the country.
Yes.
The Southeastern Fire, currently ranked number 3 in the country. And an escape from Banks, going to give him the 3-1 lead.
And still hangs on to riding time.
Bruton Parker College out of Mount Vernon, Georgia. And then two more schools in St. Thomas and Kaiser that are out in Florida.
So the AAC has become extremely competitive now.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we pulled in a lot of those. Mid-South used to be known as the Big Ten of the NAI, and we collected quite a bit of those. So the Mid-South still a very competitive one, but you know, the AAC is going to get those allocations that I know have definitely killed us in the past when it comes to that national tournament berth.
Yes, it has. A lot of the times with those allocations, it's like Godfrey with the takedown. With those allocations, a lot of the times it was just the 10 conference champs that would get a bid to the national tournament and maybe 1 or 2 wild cards after the fact.
Maybe 1 or 2. And, you know, as the years progressed, more and more allocations were allocated to the Appalachian Athletic Conference, but I think the most we saw with the 6-team conference was 17. And I remember, I think it was my freshman year here, so about 2 years ago, we had a very well-known wrestler by the name of Luke Young,
yes,
who sadly suffered a pretty bad injury the week leading up to conference, and he was unable to compete in the conference tournament. But due to his amazing and stellar regular season where he did collect as high of a ranking as the number 13th guy in the country, they did allocate him one as well.
Spot, yes.
Because he, I mean, honestly, like, and I say this with no joke, he had actually teched the guy who won the conference tournament. So they figured that it was worth. I forgot you were the tournament director of that tournament.
Actually, was in the crow's nest across the way, running the brackets for that conference tournament. Yes.
Short time left in the period, 20 seconds collected in writing time for Godfrey, and I think a little bit of fatigue is coming for the Banks. Score now 3 apiece.
Looks like Godfrey's likely going to go bottom here, trying to get that last escape. Both wrestlers slow to get up.
Two minutes left. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Looking down at the gymnasium floor, they have collected a lot of spectators.
Flipped him over. They're probably going to call him for stalling once again, and I think they're going to probably give the 2. I'm very confused. What is the? He was showing this, which made me feel like it was maybe a locking hand, some kind of penalty. So first, I don't know. I think he threw up the wrong hand signal. I think it was a stalling call on top of on top of the reversal,
which that actually would be Banks' second stall call if that was the case.
And they just gave him the point. So,
yeah, it was.
Which surprised me because they called a reversal, which means he should only be up 6-3.
Yes.
But I'm guessing they're calling it an escape and a takedown. That's the only way that I could figure out the score. Officially 7-3. Actually, check that. Looks like it might be 8-3, and another stalling call on Banks puts another point on the board. Now up 8-3 with a minute and a half of riding time collected. Stalling call now on Godfrey for riding the hips.
That is a call that a lot of coaches have some grievances with. Is they will say, well, bottom man's not doing anything. Bottom man's not doing anything. But top man does have to jump sides to work.
You have to act like you're doing it. And people make fun of me when I talk about it. Wrestling is a little bit of acting. Like, you got to act like you're, especially if the guy isn't doing anything about it, you got to try to wrench on something and look like you're doing something even if you can't, because that's going to create the refs. The refs finally going to get the idea, hey, this guy's not doing anything on bottom. I've got to keep
moving.
Yeah. So.
And again, we're looking at riding the hips again from Godfrey, and he's going to hit him a second time.
Honestly, it's a little surprising.
.24 ticks remain in this one in the 174-pound bout.
And riding time, of course, is locked. But I think what Banks can do now is prevent a major. But with 16 seconds left, he only trails by 3. Check that 4 officially. Maybe if he can get a big move here.
Banks looking around behind. Now Godfrey coming up on top.
And nothing given yet. And that is going to finish the period. 8-5 the score for Banks. And we'll take a quick break and we'll be back here shortly on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
and we are back at 184 pounds.
Looking for that barbed wire, looking for the fall. He's looking to hold him there, Banks. Looking for the fall. Looking for the pin in the Sim Center. Can he get it? Giving the hand up. The crowd goes crazy.
He goes parallel. He is very close to that fall.
That's a pin. And the fall for Marique Banks in the Harp Sim Center. Everybody getting off on their feet. You guys acting like it's nothing.
As we jump back in there, Banks did a great job of creating the flurry and ended up on top.
Man, now that's the 6 points on the board, and maybe the momentum changer the Rams need as they go into these final two bouts. First coming up at 197 pounds. Wrestling for the Rams, Elijah Paget, a football player, transferred from Bluefield State, went to Princeton Senior High School, so he's a homegrown boy.
Right down the road.
And then, of course, believe it's Omari Lee. Omari Lee, wrestling 197 pounds. You know, a couple of us boys were watching the Life University versus St. Andrews do earlier this week, and we got to see a lot of the weaknesses of that team, but mind you, they're wrestling the #2 team in the country, so.
Life is something else.
Got you a water just in case you needed it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, man.
Got to swap the bracelets, Lee. Paget, another wrestler. State qualifier in West Virginia back in 2019 and 2020. Toes the line against Omari Lee. I haven't seen Paget wrestle too much in competition, but he can be an explosive wrestler. But Lee is one, none the same. You know, although he wrestled 184-pound Luke Young, he definitely gave Luke Young. He's a strong individual.
He looks very stout for his size.
So he's definitely someone who's it's a little harder to push through. Scoreless first period.
Paget with a little shot attempt there.
Jim falling a little silent. It's almost kind of weird how he can get so loud and so quiet and like within 2 minutes.
Just drops down. It's almost intense. It's anticipation.
Good scramble here.
Paget showing his ability to not give up a quick takedown and even going for some funk rolls.
A little bit funk. Oh, but Lee gets on top. Now up 2-0.
Now, normally will you see a lot of funk rolls like that coming from a 97-pounder?
No, and it's funny you mentioned that because we had Elijah in the room earlier in the season. He was weighing about, well, I think his when he weighed in in November, he was 174 pounds, but
wow,
he's been getting on those protein shakes and now up to 195 today.
That Dutch's chocolate milk has been doing him good. That's exactly what it was.
Paget already with the escape. Just over 70 seconds left in the first period. Gosh, we talked about it already. It just seems like a long one. Paget in on the double.
He's going to need to look to get his head either to the outside or, there we go, exchanges off to one leg. Looks to that kind of a crackdown position.
And he's holding him on his back.
That's some danger
looking
swipes
for swipes. Turning in. He's got to hold him there.
That's
looking for the fall, Paget.
Now we're looking for some near fall here.
He's got him close. Can he stick him? He's getting off to the right side to do it.
Very close.
And that's the fall, number 2.
Rams go back to
Oh, yeah. Elijah Paget with the dub.
I believe that is what you call 0 to 100 real quick.
Oh, yeah. We talked about it. That pin was a momentum changer, and now the Rams looking to stack it up.
Looking to cap off this duel with a win at 285.
Now wrestling for the Rams, Roberto Rivero.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but there is a significant size difference between these two heavyweights.
Yeah, I asked them, hey, how much does your heavyweight weigh? And they're like, I said, we figured around 210. He said, if that.
Wow. Okay.
So a lot of speed. I know that Tyler Profit is a transfer from Belmont Abbey. And he's a real crafty wrestler. He doesn't tend to give up. But Rivero definitely come in. And let me tell you a little interesting story about Rivero and all the folks back home. In August, when he got here, at two off the slipped arm span, Rivero goes up early. Back when we got him in August, he weighed 355 pounds.
355. Wow.
And right as the season came to, in the second semester, he made weight for the first time, weighing in at 284. He's fighting on the edge.
I tell you one thing, I don't know a lot about Rivera, but he is built like a house nonetheless.
Now, I won't spoil anything for you, but let's just say if Profit tries to drive 2 underhooks in, you might see some pretty interesting stuff. Loves being up in those.
It's like an upper body Greco situation.
Oh, yeah. He went to junior duels, and he got to wrestle some really tough kids, and he absolutely loves talking about it. Like, that's his sport. Like, if college was Greco, I think he would have stayed.
Looks like
this over-under position, and I know he's not a humongous fan of underhooks. And another slip, deadlock. That's 2 more. Now score 4-1.
that is great. Nothing I love more than a heavyweight that is not afraid to go upper body. That creates some excitement.
You would talk about somebody who created excitement for Bluefield, Mr. Matthew Bourne.
Absolutely. I had the pleasure of going to high school with Matthew Bourne and then rooming with him for a year. And you want to talk about electrifying. That man was not afraid. He threw caution to the wind. Some would say he even fought like the third possum trying to get on Noah's Ark. I'd tell you one thing. That guy was something else. You like that one?
I've never heard that. That's so funny. Nothing. Fighting here.
That Profit trying to spin around behind.
Looking for the reversal. No change.
Nothing.
Rivera going to stay on top. And he's got to stay behind those arms. Seems like Profit is very much a heavyweight in the sense that he tries to roll and throw quite a bit.
He does. And Profit does get the escape here. But Rivero is knocked out 1:14 of riding time.
Ten seconds left in the first period, 4-2 in favor of Roberto Rivero. Driving in.
Digging 2 underhooks in, throwing some snaps in there. Oh! As time expires.
I don't know if you heard that down there, but one of the football players said that was personal.
Oh, and it might have been.
When he threw him at the very end.
Because now it's in Profit's head that I can throw you. And he's not afraid to do it again.
No, he's not. Profit going down to start the second period. 4-2 the score in favor of the man from Louisiana, transfer from Cornell College, the Division III powerhouse out in Iowa. This will be, I'm not too sure, but I think it will be our final period. Oh, something called. We're going to call stalling on Rivero. Not too sure how you can do that. Neither wrestler was doing too much. And
that one, I'm not so sure about that stall call.
But you know what? Honestly, we talked about it. It is all up to the discretion of the ref. You have to make those kinds of calls.
You do. You have to do it to keep wrestling going, to keep it improving, because if you go without those stall calls, a lot of guys will continue to stall.
And I think Roberto has to thank me just a little bit. I think I'm the reason he could stop all those Petersons in rolls now. I got him with him a little bit in the early season before I suffered another injury, but he definitely one who's prepared.
Rivera looking for a turn here.
And he does. And it looks like that's going to be it.
Got
another pinhead. Getting everybody pumped up. Oh, snap.
Wow. Rivera enjoying it as the Rams go 3 balls back to back to back. Looks like Rivera is trying to shake his hand.
And we're going to cut to commercial on the Rams Digital Sports. And with that, the Rams fall here in the team overall, but have some great victories here at home. And I think that's going to set a pretty good precedent for what's going to happen in about 2 weeks when they travel down to Marietta. They take on the entire conference at the conference tournament on February 19th.
That was a great motivation right there, those last 3 bouts to really get them pumped up going into the conference tournament, trying to get some national bids.
It looks like we might have one more match as an exhibition between the freshman out of South Carolina, Stacy Wilson. I'm going to wait to see, and just like the Banks twins, I know if Stacy gets the win here, it's going to be pretty insane.
It's going to be very loud in the Herb Zoom Center.
Gosh, this place is so quiet usually, so docile, except for when you get those guys on the mat.
Especially when there's a mat down. It looks beautiful in here.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a humongous fan of navy blue and maroon until I got here. Like, I don't know why. It just works.
It does. We make it work down here. And again, I say we, but here we are.
Hey, what do we say?
Ramley.
Ramley. That one and we're committed to. Those are the 2 ones I think Coach loves the most putting on posts. But I know that Coach Welty looking to bring in a really good sized class this next coming year, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
That would be huge for Coach Welty and the Rams to build off of what they've got right now. Fill in some of those gaps in the lower weight classes. That could be a really big dual threat.
I'm going to see what's going on. Honestly, it's so funny, though, because Roberto talks a lot about how he's very much like that when it comes to, like, he likes getting the crowd riled up and everybody all excited and stuff. But, like, you talk to him, like, don't get me wrong, he's a little sassy, but honestly, he's such a great guy. Like, he just, like, awesome. He never wants to, like,
that is that competitive drive in him coming out.
Oh, my gosh. No. But he'll be a crowd. He's one of those kids that he gets the guy moving, he throws him. He'll be the next Matthew Bourne. I think if we have somebody who's going to be like him, it'll be just like that guy.
So not afraid to throw, get the fall, and I love it. I love seeing it.
That man is cheesing.
Look at that grin. I was about to say, that's exactly the first thing I saw down there.
Oh, dang, they lost a team point.
Yeah, I was afraid that we may be deducted a team point for a little extracurricular, but nonetheless, here we are wrestling our, I believe, the sole exhibition of the evening.
I would say so. Between Stacy Wilson and I cannot tell you the name of the young man from St. Andrews quite yet. And honestly, I don't even know if there's I think they're just putting on the scoreboard. I don't even know if they're going to get their names.
Probably not. It looks like we're having a rematch of Rivera and Profit on the scoreboard, but these are not two heavyweights.
No, far from it. Wilson, the second string 165-pounder, but very athletic build.
Oh, driving.
Drives him right out of bounds. And a stalling on red.
You know, I'm a little confused about. Okay.
There we go.
There it is.
He fixed it. He fixed it. We were very confused for a sec up here why they would call stalling on.
No way. Driving in double underhooks looking for a toss.
If you do that one, two, three times, or let's say you do it 3 or 4 times, maybe you'll get that stalling on red, but definitely not after that first one.
No.
But you can just tell from that, like that's foreshadowing about what's going to happen for Wilson.
And you can about guarantee that Wilson's looking for it once again. Oh, and if you'll notice, there's no time left. Okay, it looks like they're adjusting the time. And what's the name on that, Jackson?
That looks like it is Palambaro. Palambaro.
So Wilson
getting into that body lock.
Takedown.
Puts him right on his back.
Will we get any swipes out of that one?
I don't think we will, but an exciting 2 points to start this match. Wilson already looking for something big here.
Going into a cross body ride, but it sat to his hips. Oh, looking like it could be painful.
And
he's looking for a fall.
Right from the split. He's holding on to his own. The kid's holding on to his own leg.
It's the only thing keeping that left shoulder up.
I can't imagine it's fun to stay there, but that's 4 awarded already. And he's going to cut him. Wow. If we're talking about a debut for a young freshman like Wilson.
Coming out firing.
6-1 the score. 36 seconds of riding time collected.
A shot from Palambaro, but defended by Wilson.
Got to be careful that the sideline warning doesn't, bench warning, doesn't get anything against them. Getting back into that double unders. Gets a little bit of a mishandle on it.
Palambaro used that leverage against Wilson and found a 2 of his own. Thank you, Jackson.
Of course. What are big men for if it's not for shade?
Let's see if Wilson can keep creating action here. With a minute left in the first.
Trying to roll out of it. Almost gets caught on his own back. Double boots coming in. Break him down for nothing.
And
Wilson gets the escape. Coming out guns a-blazing. Now up.
Back neutral.
Gosh, 10 points already called in the first period. And on the double, trying to fight it into the body lock. Trying to pass it by. And gosh, you got to imagine how strong Stacy Wilson must be if he's doing it this easy.
He is driving in those underhooks and pulling them off of those legs.
Wilson definitely a little fatigued.
See if he can keep that spark going. It's like,
Up 7-3. I got to imagine that both these gentlemen are tired, though.
I believe it's
That
coming
was a
from both ends.
very electrifying first period. It could take out of you. Driving in, and a big 2, and he holds him on his back. Those are some swipes. Already a 6-point move.
Rams
Can
get
he
another
finish it
fall?
here?
Oh.
He's going to get 6 more on the board. So now officially 13-3. Man,
What a match so far.
he's going to cut him. Give up 1. If he can get another 6-point move, that's going to finish it.
Let's see if that's Wilson's plan, as he's got riding time back in his favor, but not enough to really count on it. And Jackson, just like you said, it looks like both of these men are fatigued.
Two points on the board from Colin Barrow. Not too sure there's something going on with the scoreboard. Everything all good on that end.
Coach Welty with the fix. You want to talk about a mayor right there. Coach Welty has been a
oh my gosh,
huge mentor and supporter in my life here whenever I got into college. Coach Welty gave me a huge opportunity after I took a year off of wrestling and went to community college, and I am forever indebted to that man.
And that's honestly exactly what he does. I've seen it time and time again that he gives the people who maybe have been off a couple years. And he gives them the opportunity to get back on the mat, and I know that maybe they don't necessarily, feel like they're all right there, but he kind of makes them feel like they are.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Optional start for Wilson to start off the third period.
And a shot.
Wilson looking for a throw.
And that was a
he's got to fight it now.
He tried to force that one just a little bit.
Oh my gosh, and he puts him on his back.
Bridges
Looking
through.
for the fall. His shoulders are straight on the mat.
That could be
That's it. Stacy Wilson with the fall. God, look at that grin on his face.
Caps off a great end to this duel. The extra exhibition match in favor of the Rams.
Man, and he's barely walking right now. He is so tired.
Look at that, 16-8 on the scoreboard before that fall.
And that, like we said, the Rams fall here at home, 35-17 in the team score. But definitely some good victories individually for the Rams. Well, what'd you make of this match?
Jackson, there's some stuff to build off of from that. The Rams have some stuff to work on, but they can take a lot away from this match. They can use this as some fuel to the fire, especially for the senior Zach Silver to carry into the conference tournament to find a national bid.
No, I definitely agree. I think what it is going to take is a little bit of moving forward, and they're going to have to do a little bit of adjustments, but we are coming. This is the end of the regular season. It's postseason time, baby.
It's
so
postseason.
I know everybody's super grateful, and Will, I can't tell you how thankful I am for having you on the call this afternoon.
Oh my, I can't thank you enough for having me. I enjoyed this so much. You have no idea. This has been so cool.
Once again, thank you so much, and we're gonna take a quick break, and then I'll get Zach Silver to talk to us a little bit about him before I send you guys out. So, Will, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here was Zach Silver after a sad loss, but 35-17. Zach, what'd you make of the match?
I'm really proud of our guys. A few of our guys that came out and wrestled for us today, they've been training for other sports, and they were willing to come out and, just put it all on the line. One, for their school and for, the fans, but also for me. I had multiple of them tell me, I'm going to come out and wrestle for you so you can have a good senior night, and I'm super appreciative of that. The win didn't come like we had wanted, but I'm just super thankful that for everyone that came. Super thankful for all the fans, man. The environment in here tonight was awesome. It was just absolutely crazy. I don't think I've had an environment in the Dome ever since I've been coming to Bluefield, so it was super great. And I'm just super thankful to Coach Welty. It's my fourth year here, and I'm just super thankful that he brought me in and has been there for me the whole way. Super thankful for all of Bluefield University and all of their staff, my professors, my mom and Paul, my family. I'm just super thankful for so many different people. There's been so many different people that helped me get here tonight, and I could never be more thankful.
So obviously we got to talk about that ginormous momentum change after the Banks twin got that pin at 184 pounds.
Oh, that was really sweet. I was talking to him before the match, and I was like, hey, man, just go out there, have fun, do what you do. And I think that's what he did. He went out there, and he was looking to give the crowd a show. And I think once he gave the crowd a show, the crowd really got into it. And then once the crowd really got into it, we really got the rest of our sideline excited. And then it was just hell on wheels at that point. Everyone was excited. It was awesome.
And of course, you guys went, 4 after that, pin. What does this mean as you guys go into the postseason? You just wrapped up the regular season here at home, and now you guys are going to travel down to Marietta, Georgia in about 2 weeks to get a conference title.
I think, tonight was just a small step to the goals that we've made for ourselves. Super proud of Roberto Rivera. He came out and was, just ready to go. Immediately looking for stuff, looking for ways to score. And there's not a lot of times that you see heavyweights move like that. And so it was really awesome. I'm super proud of him. I love that guy. Drew Wilkinson, our 133-pounder, he had a tough loss, but the guy he wrestled tonight was really good wrestler. And he's a senior, and Drew's just a freshman. I think as time goes on, Drew's got a great future, and I really hope he just keeps his eyes on the prize and keeps working. All the other guys who wrestled today, just super proud of them, super proud of the way they came, not only to compete, but they came to perform. They came to put on a show for the crowd, and they came to make stuff happen, and I'm super proud of them. It was awesome.
So, Zach, as you close your time here at BU, what would you like to say to everybody back home?
Oh, man, I got so many people back home who believed in me before I believed in myself. I was the first person in my family to ever come to college, and when I did that, the thought of coming to college was really the only thing that stood out to me. I didn't really imagine making it to my senior year. I didn't imagine possibly graduating. I didn't imagine any of that stuff. And so to be here today, it wouldn't be possible without so many different people who support me, so many different people who believe in me. I'm forever thankful. And most of all, I'm just thankful for the path that God has put me on. And I'm super thankful for God and his presence in my life. You know, all the glory be to him.
Well, Zach, of course, thank you so much for being with me. I know that this organization, this institution, and this team can never, tell you how thankful they are. So, Zach, thank you so much for your impact here at BU, and Godspeed in all your ambitions in the future.
And thank you, Jackson. I really appreciate that. I know you haven't been able to wrestle this year due to injury, but